Treated like a terrorist and labeled a security threat. A New Jersey mother is filing a lawsuit against her local police chief and the U.S. military over a social media post. Angela Reading wrote about her objections to sexually explicit material posted in the hallway of her children's elementary school. Angela and Thomas More Society Special Counsel Christopher Ferrara are here to explain more about the lawsuit and what led up to it. Angela, briefly give us a summation of what you noticed in the school hallway that upset you, and then what you posted on social media about it.
Sure. Thanks for having us. So while at math night with my, at that time, 6 and 7-year-old daughters, while we were walking through the hallways, right in the main entrance of the school was an entire wall colored with very, very colorful student-made posters. From a distance, they didn't seem like an issue. The closer you got, though, you could see that most of the posters contained gender and sexual flags, representations, and in addition to that, the actual words like polysexuality, pansexuality, agender, and terms that, quite frankly, I didn't even know the meaning of. So that was really concerning to me. And I reached out to the school, a school board member, as well as one of the parents of the students who made the posters. And essentially everyone told me that this was something that I had to accept in the public education system and that my kids will be exposed to this on social media and on the playground. So essentially to get over it. I was not happy with the response, so I posted on a parent advocacy page, a Facebook group with like-minded parents, my concerns. And I stated essentially that I thought this was not age appropriate. It went against what I believed I wanted my kids to be learning. But I also prefaced that all people are deserving of love and respect, and that this wasn't against individuals or a particular group of people.
Tell us about the response you received that led to this lawsuit.
So I just do want to be clear, they weren't teaching my kids about pansexuality and polysexuality. This was a student project my kids did not participate in. So thank goodness. The response that I got was something that when I tell people, it's really hard to imagine. So not only was there, the mob of people trying to cancel me, which is, it just happens, but I had a response from the United States military and our local police force that labeled me a security threat, pretty much coerced my social media posts to come down, and then reported me to local and federal and state agencies as essentially a terrorist.
Christopher, explain this for us. I don't understand what the thinking was. A security threat for a social media post?
If you look at the post itself, it couldn't be more innocuous. It's a plain vanilla observation by a school mom with 2 kids about the inappropriateness of this material being posted very prominently in an upper elementary school hallway. And this is an example of what's going on in public schools throughout the country, the hypersexualization of impressionable children. She objected to it in the most reasonable fashion, and what happened after that almost defies belief. We have personnel at the local military base pressuring local police chief to remove the post as if it were some sort of criminal or quasi-criminal activity. The police chief contacts the Facebook administrator, essentially tells her in substance that if it's not removed, there will be violence at the school, and she could be liable for incitement to violence based on an innocuous Facebook post. Well, suitably intimidated, the Facebook administrator removes the post, and then the police chief reports back to the military-based personnel that he's succeeded in getting it taken down, and he will see if he can get other posts by Angela Reading taken down. And then this was followed, as Angela indicated, by a systematic attempt to turn her over to various state and federal authorities for investigation as essentially a domestic terrorist. And we see that this is a development at the federal level with this new term, stochastic terrorism, that they're tossing around. A stochastic terrorist is basically someone of conservative views who publishes an opinion that, rightly enough, causes people to be upset about what the person is reporting. And the theory is if someone is upset about what the person is reporting and commits violence, you're responsible for that.
Many people would say, well, just let this drop. You know, there wasn't real damage here. What's the real issue here, in your opinion, beyond someone saying you're a security threat for expressing your view?
My entire life has been uprooted. When all this was taking place, I'm in law school. I had to stop going to school, not take my exams, which plummeted my GPA. I had to pull my kids from school during that time period for their safety. And I now don't feel safe with them even going back to that school, given how so many members of the community and the superintendent participated in this cancellation and portrayal of me as a security threat. So now I need to send my kids to a private school for their safety. Not only that, I was forced to resign from the school board for the safety of my children, and also so that I had an ability to file litigation to protect my civil rights. So this has completely uprooted my professional career. I was supposed to be working for a law firm representing school boards. So there are damages far outreaching that will follow me throughout my entire life. I don't even feel comfortable and safe going out in my community the way that they portrayed me. I've lost friends that don't talk to me who actually believed the things that were being said.
And this theory only operates against parents with conservative views. We have a two-tier system of justice in this country. We've seen it again and again under the current administration, and this is just another example of this.
Angela, what do you want to see happen here?
The reason that I'm pursuing this litigation is because somebody needs to stand up to this government corruption and censorship, and I want to be that person, and I hope that it exposes the widespread, and pervasive, I would say, censorship and labeling of parents as terrorists throughout our country. I'm not the only person. This has been something throughout the news over since the Biden administration.
Okay, it's in federal court, so we'll see where this ends up. Angela Reading and Christopher Ferrara, thank you for sharing your time and insights. We appreciate it.